Hello expert learner. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 tips which will help you to develop your daily reading habit. And the first tip is select a specific place and time where you will read a book. For example, you can say that, every day at 6 p.m. on my desk, I will read something. The moment you make that decision, your brain will get crystal clear clarity. Okay, now this is the time and place for reading. So that's the first tip. Select a specific place and time where you will read a book. And the second tip is aim to read one page a day. Normally when people come to me and say, I want to develop the reading habit, and I have selected a place and the time for it. Every day I will read at least 30 pages or 40 pages or 50 pages. And you know what? Some of them do read 50 pages for first few days, and after few days they stop doing it. If you are someone who do not have the habit of reading daily, I recommend you to start to read just one page a day. Aim to read one page a day, which you know for a fact is achievable, right? So you don't have that pressure of achieving something which is not probable. The moment you start to read one page a day, it becomes a habit for few days, and after few days you can increase it to 2 pages, and then to 3 pages, and so on. And within no time you realize you have actually developed the reading habit and you are reading 40 pages or 50 pages a day. That's the second tip. And the third tip is have an accountability partner or join a book club. What do I mean by accountability partner? He's a partner with whom you both hold yourself accountable, where you say to that person, have you read this book? And he or she will ask you whether have you read something this week. You know for a fact within next couple of days someone will ask you whether you have read something or not. It increases the probability of you reading the book. So have an accountability partner who will ask you on a regular basis whether have you read the book or not. That's the third tip. And the next tip is design your environment which makes it easy for you to read. For example, let's say you have selected your desk as a reading spot. At that specific time, you sit on the desk and you realize that there is no book on the table. So what you do, you get up, go to your bookshelf, and then see out of all the books which book you want to read, and then pick one book and then come back to your desk and start reading. If you do this on a regular basis, what's the probability that you will do this on a daily basis? It's not feasible, right? So what I recommend is, let's say if you are sitting to read at 6 p.m. tomorrow, I recommend that you put a book you will read tomorrow on the desk today itself. So when you sit on the desk tomorrow, you already have a book on the desk, and you just have to take that book out, open to the page, open a chapter 1 and start reading. So it increases the probability of you reading if the environment is feasible. So design the environment. And the next tip to build your reading habit is to read few books or at least one book on habit building. So there are multiple books where the author explains you on how habits are formed and how to build any habit. So some of the best books are Atomic Habits, The Power of Habit, and Tiny Habits. So pick any one book and read that book and implement those strategies on your reading habit. You get a better understanding on how habits are built, and it increases the probability of you developing that reading habit. In fact, some of the tips that I share come from those books. And the next tip is extension of the tip number 2, which is to read one page a day. After you read one page a day for few days, you realize that you have actually started developing that reading habit, which is when you make a commitment to read at least 15 minutes a day. We read minimum of 150 to 250 words a minute, and if you read for 15 minutes a day, you can actually make a calculation. If you read for 15 minutes a day, you can actually read anywhere between 15 to 20 books a year. So that's the power of reading just for 15 minutes a day. So these are the 6 tips which will help you to develop your reading habit, preferably reading daily. So out of those 6 tips, which tip will you implement within 24 hours? I want you to share in the comment section below. Till next time, choose to be an expert learner.